on their site.
The arms of profit.
I had a cat machine,
Like having sifters.
let me see, and Livo, where he's gonna sell it to me for like 20 bucks. Payload of my dump truck. It's massive. So Deere, we have a show for you today, all for entertainment. There's a lot of new equipment out there, so we're here today at Four Rivers John Deere. Wanted to have a little fun. My man Jason is showing us around some of the new big equipment out here. We might buy 470 excavator, we'll see. Wanted to take you guys along for the ride, so enjoy.
You got a relay 70 out back.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'd take up the entire job site.
Yeah. the bucket I have on order is 9¼ yards. Are you serious?
So for perspective, that's the entire payload of my dump truck.
The bucket alone weighs 10,000 pounds. Huh! Which is more than a lot of your compact machines. Freight's $3,500 to get it here from Ohio. It is a bucket.
335 coming out, so it's even bigger than this. This is a little bigger than our Yanmar. The nomenclature here is this last number is like the size of the machine. If it's an odd number, then it's a tracked machine. If it's an even number, then it's a wheeled, you know, it's got like the 4 wheels like you see on a normal skid. But they're coming out with the 335, 118 horsepower. Huh! Hoping to get that on one of our job sites to show you guys what that thing can do. 118 horsepower. You realize that's more horsepower than our big excavator had in this. You could drive this straight through a house.
And it went like a bulldozer went crazy.
No problem. Get the women and children out of the way. Yeah, if I was a service guy, I would highly consider working at Four Rivers. One thing that I really like about working with John Deere is that they have a power plan, and so you get pre-approved for credit, and you can call parts, you can call for machine rental, whatever you want, and just say, hey, here's what I need. They send it to you. You can have your guys come pick it up, and it just goes on your credit account, and you just pay that credit account like a credit card every 30 days or whatever, and then they do super special deals, 0% interest on something, 120 days. So if I need a new set of tracks for a skid steer, send one of my guys to pick them up. They put them on the program, 0% interest for 120 days. You can't beat that kind of thing. That's something I really like about what John Deere has set up for guys like me. That's what Bobby wants.
This, no, you can add to it. I mean, you can't have just one machine.
80,000 pound machine. It's a big girl. On these machines for John Deere, 34 ton.
5 designates it as reduced tail swing. So you don't have as big of a counterweight in the back as opposed to the 350, which ends in a 0, which would be a standard tail swing machine.
If you're in tighter spots in town, you're digging, deep like storm, sewer systems, that kind of thing, and you got houses, cars, and stuff to contend with, this is the machine that you want because it's more compact. And because of that, I think it's safe to say the technology in them is sometimes a little more complex because you got to fit the same amount of stuff in a smaller, higher space. Let's check out the 41-ton haul truck. Yeah, hey Robert. You guys know Robert, he's our dump truck driver. You guys think Robert could handle this bad boy? If you have not checked out the video where I drive one of these at the John Deere Proving Ground, go look at that. It's amazing. When you look at the John Deere, it's so freaking husky. And the front of these trucks, you push a button and they'll set down so that you can more easily service them at the end of the day, fuel, changing filters, whatever. Pretty sweet.
The tiering systems, you have the X tier, the P, and the G.
The G is rugged and ready, as my friend Jason likes to say. The P, you get a lot more features, and some equipment, it means there's a turbo. Come on, baby. Whereas the G doesn't have one. And then the X is all the new technology, like in the big wheel loader that you can watch up in this video. It's electric drive. Man, the technology in that saves your tires, gives you the best traction you can possibly get. And then the Relife.
Relife by Four Rivers Equipment.
And it gets to, you start to have some of your wear components go out. It's really clean and nice process to change those motors, spin them backwards so you can reuse them for another 20,000 hours. So here we got the 245. This is part of their new tiering system, as I mentioned. The P is kind of the top tier when it comes to these excavators. So we want to show you the different sizes. 245 is the next size up for my 135. Now you can see kind of how big it is compared to me. Let's go check out the next size up. 245G, and you see it says LC. That means long carriage. So you got a longer track system, gives you a little more stability. And this machine was made, I don't think they were making P's in this size, right?
This is the older generation. Before we went to the tiering system, we were just doing the natural progression of letters. So this was the end of the G series. Now we went to the tiering system, so we'll have a G tier machine eventually. So this machine's probably 3, 4, 5 years old.
Cool, so he's gonna sell it to me for like 20 bucks. That's why we're here today.
20 bucks an hour.
And now we have the 470P. Look at the size of this machine. Think I can haul this on my tag trailer? Maybe one track. This thing weighs 47 tons before you put any other accessories on it.
113,000 pounds, plus or minus, you know, depending on the components it's equipped with.
How many horsepower something like this got?
367 horsepower.
367.
Yep. If you want to move some dirt in a hurry, this is the tool. So this is a 870P tier. P must stand for power. Yeah, power, performance, premium. I mean, it stands for profit. On the operator side, well, if you bought this, you'd make so much money.
See, that's why he's such a good salesman. You see? You see?
The tracks are almost as tall as me, and I'm like 6'3".
Yeah, I'm 6'6".
This machine, when it's shipped to us, the boom is on another truck. The counterweight's off, which it's currently still off. The tracks are set in, so normally the tracks would be set out further, but for transport reasons, they have to set them in. And then also all the catwalk and railings are off because it would be too high when it's on a trailer to be transported. So there's a lot of work once it gets here. We prep it as much as we can, put it together, and then sometimes we'll take it back apart to transport to the customer and then set it back up on their site. So it's an undertaking. This machine's not for a small job.
This is where the counterweight goes, which is massive. It kind of almost needs its own truck for that.
So on your traditional excavators, on the smaller ones, the counterweight's typically always bolted to the machine because it's not that big and heavy. But when you step up to an 870, you can order it with this device here, this hydraulic ram. It's called the counterweight removal device. Because in order to transport it, you have to take the counterweight off. And so for Deere to make it easier on the customer, they incorporated this into there, so you don't have to have a second piece of machinery at the job site like a crane, some sort of large machine to lift the counterweight up. So what it does is it flips down, there's your counterweight, it hooks on the counterweight and lifts it back up on the back of the machine, and then your technicians will bolt the counterweight on. So it's really a convenience thing when it comes down to it.
This thing is insane.
This is a 12,500 kilogram weight. So
I'm not from Europe.
12,500 kilograms times 2.2, your 28,000 pound chunk of iron right here. This is a 96-inch, 6.8 yard bucket. So the bucket that possibly have on order for this 870 back here, depending on what stick you put on it, you could run up to 9.75 yards. That bucket weighs about 13,000 pounds alone.
Huh? Hey, you guys got some inventory on buckets, eh?
You know, you can't sell it if you don't have it. That's kind of my philosophy. Yeah. So basically, sifter.
These things are stout, man. Oh, we had so much fun today hanging out at 4 Rivers John Deere.
Put it on your power plan at 4 Rivers Equipment.
In Colorado Springs, Colorado. Huge thank you to Jason, to Nick, to this location, to 4 Rivers John Deere.
4 Rivers Equipment.
We had so much fun today playing with big equipment, checking it all out, seeing all the new stuff. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Like, subscribe, leave in the comments, let me know if you like this kind of thing. We'll catch you on the next one.